friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking into your person's next action, and I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, and pile number two is Orion's Animal Tarot. Take your time and see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say there's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And when piles messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today. But I do hope that at least one of the piles messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading. So just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi, pile one. For those of you who chose Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, this is going to be your reading, right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty. Hold on, your person's next action. Let's get into it, shall we? One's person's next action. Ace of Swords, the Hermit, Six of Swords, Ace of Coins, the Lovers, Action of Swords, the Teacher. Okay. I also have your Oracle cards. We have All That Glitters. We have Walnut. We have Social Pressure. We have C, and we have Stay Curious. Okay. There's definitely been some kind of disagreement or some kind of fight between the two of you. I don't think that both of you were on the same page, and I think that your person might have been very, very hasty to make conclusions about what went down between the two of you. I do see that maybe both of you have not spoken to each other. Maybe the heat of the argument or the energy has just been so intense between the two of you that both of you know that if you were to talk to each other, you would just not be able to have a civil conversation. Your person is realizing that whatever conclusions they drew from this argument or from this situation between the two of you, they're understanding that it might have been a lot to do with their societal conditioning, maybe the way that they were brought up. And your person's realizing that that may have influenced the way that they were showing up, and it may have hurt you. So that clarity is setting in for your person. You know, with All That Glitters, the energy that's coming through, like the way that I'm trying to figure out what exactly was the argument between the two of you, but I'm kind of blocked from that at this point in time. But what I am being shown is, or maybe there's just so many of you, so that message is not coming through. But what is being shown to me is, like, you know how sometimes on social media, I wouldn't say fake, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know how there are some couples that portray a certain image of themselves on social media, and then when you meet them in person, it's very, very different from how they're showing themselves to be, right? The way that it's coming through is your person may have been relying on how it is portrayed, like how relationships are portrayed, but not the reality of it. All right, so it's very different. I've never had this message coming through, so it's a little difficult for me to kind of get that. So for example, on social media, someone's like, oh, tips on how to fix your relationship. And then they give 5 tips, but none of them are practical. None of them are grounded. They're just airy tips that, you know, tend to go viral, and your person may have been trying to use those in your connection, but it's not for real relationships, it's not for grounded relationships, not practical advice. And so that mismatch is something that your person is understanding at this point in time. Their next action is to understand where that gap is and to learn. Your person is learning a more practical approach to handling relationships, to handling this connection with you. Whatever or however they've been showing up in this connection has been, first off, a lot about societal conditioning. Maybe society, as they were growing up, taught them, oh, it should only be like this, or it can't be this way. And your person might have just taken that for granted, or they might have just taken that to be true. And as they were dealing with this relationship with you, as real problems in the relationship started coming out, instead of maybe discussing with you or talking to you or having a more grounded approach, it looks like your person may have just maybe implemented what they were taught and it didn't work out, or what they were seeing on social media that worked for other people, or that was shown to have worked for other people, but it might not have really worked, and it might not have really applied to real world problems and very, very real relationship problems as well. So that is an understanding that your person's having. I mean, they are pretty smart. The person's pretty smart. So they're realizing that there's a discrepancy between what they have understood up until now and where they need to get to. And your person's putting in the effort to bridge that gap. There's a lot of learning that's happening behind the scenes for your person. Like whatever advice that your person may have gotten could even be advice from wrong people or misaligned people or people who just didn't have a grounded understanding of how this connection was working as well. Could be that as well. So I think that your person might have gotten swept away by the more superficial advice, or even just the advice that was floating around that might not have been very practical. It's just coming through very, very strongly that your person thought, okay, well, that looks lucrative, that advice looks lucrative, and I'm going to do it. And then it might have backfired on your person and led to even more of crumbling of this connection. And your person's realizing that, hey, no, that's not grounded, that's not practical. I got to figure out practical advice for myself, or I got to figure out practical steps for myself, and I've got to do this. So right now your person's learning, and I would say that their next action towards you is to show up in a way that can bring more grounded and practical solutions to the problems that both of you are facing, rather than very up in the air or very superficial, very, I guess I would say non-practical, or just not realistic solutions. Yeah, I guess I would say very unrealistic solutions. So rather than going towards that, even though it might look lucrative or it might look popular on social media, or it might be advice that other people have been giving your person, it looks like your person's going to be looking within and finding practical solutions by themselves. Like I said, they're very intelligent, they are smart, but I think that they might have gotten carried away by the shininess of superficial advice. So now it's kind of up to them to come up with more grounded and more practical advice from within them, and your person's getting there. Overall, I think that this person does want to reconcile with you. I think that they do want to fix what has not been going well between the two of you, and they do understand that whatever both of you have been trying up until now, it's not working, and there's a reason for that. And so there's a deep desire within them to change that dynamic. This person wants to work hard to build this connection, and they know that they have to work with you, and they're getting there. That is their next action towards you. There's a lot of resolution. So if you feel like this person doesn't want to, work on things or doesn't want to be with you, that's not true at all. Actually, this person's working really, really hard to work things out with you. But they just know that the approach has been misaligned up until now. So they're learning how to align with both of you being together and both of you forming this harmonious connection together. All right? I will say that your person's growing up a little bit, maturing a little bit. Yeah, that energy is also coming through. Any advice or message that wants to come through for you? Yeah, I will say, there might have been some passive aggressiveness between the two of you. Would not be surprised. It might be helpful for both of you to remember the love that you have for each other. And I think that there is a lot of love. There is definitely a lot of love between the two of you. So if there is some passive aggressiveness on your end, some resentment on your end, it might be helpful for you to work things out internally in your person as well before both of you come together. So because I think that might be causing some friction, maybe not all, but some friction between the two of you. And just remembering and reminding yourselves of the love that both of you have for each other, that might also be very helpful as you are working through grounded solutions and practical solutions for what it is that both of you are going through, right? So at the end of it, it's both of you against the problem. It's not both of you against each other. And so with the Ace of Cups coming out and the Action of Cups, it's helpful to keep reminding yourselves of the love that you have for each other. So you remind your person reminds you that, they have love for you. Sometimes we need that external validation from the other person that we are loved and that they do love us. So it might be helpful if it comes from you. And then I think that both of you could share those reminders, could remind each other of how much you love each other, and then continue on your journey of finding a more practical and a more grounded solution for what it is that you both are dealing with. All right? This is where I will leave you for today. Pile 1, I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's a like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips I send, and watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pile 1, take care, trust your intuition. You always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 2. For those of you who chose Orion's Animal Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Seems to be quite a bit of intensity in your reading today, Pile 2. Okay, your person's next action. Let's take a look. Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, Death, I told you, Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, yes, I also did get that energy, and Eight of Cups. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle cards as well. We have Celebrate Small Victories, Banana, Honest Discussion, Beach, okay, and we have Between Worlds, okay. There is a massive transformation that is going on within your person right now, Pile 2. The biggest thing that's coming through is what the transformation is about. There is a lot of intensity to the emotions that this person feels for you. And I would not be surprised if this person has fought with themselves so much about what they feel for you. I think that this person may have passed it away as maybe infatuation, maybe obsession, or, this is just a crush. But even as time passed, they just could not shake away this deep intensity of feelings that they had for you. And it came to a point where I think that your person was in a lot of mental anguish about how much they felt for you. And I think it is through that mental anguish that your person decided to embrace the intensity of what they felt for you. What is their next action towards you is that they are going to honor the intensity of, and I would go as far to say love that this person has for you. All those days of and months and years of denial, all that is vanishing, because the more your person accepts their feelings for you, the more stable they are being, or the more stable they feel within themselves. The more they accept rather than push away these thoughts about you and these feelings about you, the more clarity is setting in within them, and your person's realizing this change. So when they stop resisting, they feel stable and they feel clear in their thoughts. So why are they resisting? That's kind of the thought process that your person's having. But with between worlds coming out over here, I think that your person is still in the in-between phase. They're realizing that every time they resist, there's so much of chaos within them. There's just so much of mental confusion and they're really suffering. But every time they just accept and allow those thoughts, those emotions to just kind of fill them within, they're at peace. They're feeling so good. It's kind of like the way that I'm seeing it is it's gray when they're resisting, and when they're just allowing their emotions to just be, there's so much of color in their life. And your person's realizing this contrast, and they're realizing that they like being in this colorful world. They like, accepting their emotions and their thoughts about you. And they're realizing that they don't have to make it so difficult for themselves. They can just be with their emotions and their feelings. And that is what their next action is towards you. This is a massive transformation. Like, I would not be surprised if this person has always kept denying their feelings for you and just been so resistant. Even when you reached out with love, this person could have been very rude, shut down, just not wanting to engage because the amount of resistance is too much. Like, the intensity of what they feel is so much that the resistance that they had to kind of build to that level. So I would not be surprised if you've been hurt by this person, constantly not allowing this connection to move forward, or just their constant resistance. Even if you just reached out in love, it looks like this person just didn't want to accept that because they were just so scared of accepting these feelings. But things are shifting on your person's end. There's definitely going to be some kind of an emotional new beginning between the two of you. It might not be big with Celebrate Small Victories and Ace of Cups coming out. It might not be too big, but it will be something. It will be something, and you will recognize that your person's opening their heart. There's like a stabbing pain in my heart right now, and I by myself I'm okay. I don't think it's a physical problem, but I think, hold on, I gotta take a deep breath. It's very intense for me. Hold on. Yeah, it's very, very intense. Like, your person they're recognizing that they don't have to put themselves in so much of unnecessary pain. They just have to accept. And accepting they are. And that's the energy that's coming through. And your person's also realizing that the more they resist, the more they're hurting themselves. It's not about hurting you, they're hurting themselves also about, this constant fighting that's going on within them. They're not able to concentrate on any other thing in their life. They're just a complete mess. But every time they just accept and they just allow their feelings to be, things are so different. Things are just, their eyes are wide open, they're feeling calm within themselves, thoughts are clear, everything feels clear. They feel like they can handle life. They feel like they've got the power to keep moving forward. And then again, they go back into resistance, and again, everything's just utter chaos in split seconds. So your person's recognizing the difference, and they're realizing that they have to accept. They're being pushed. I would not be surprised if there has been some kind of divine intervention over here. Your person's being pushed to recognize the difference and to realize that when they don't resist, when they just allow and they flow, things just move for them. They feel better within themselves. That's where your person is at. I would expect this person to come forward and talk to you about what they are going through. I think that this person's a very direct person. Like, even in their resistance, they were very, very direct about it. So just as they are direct in the resistance, they are going to be very direct with you as their heart opens and as they allow those emotions to be. So this person might not be the most romantic person on earth, like that energy is coming through, but they will tell you that this is what I've been going through and this is what I've been feeling and I want to give this. It's going to be more like logical in their approach, but I think you understand this person. I think that you know where they're coming from, and I think that you also understand the depth of emotions that are coming through. Like, it has to be that magnitude of emotions for your person to even verbalize it and to say it to you. And I think that you know it as well. All right, so that is where your person is at right now. It's a big, big transformation. The energy seems to be pretty fast moving though, I will tell you that. So I would expect communication from this person very, very soon. How to? Yep, I would expect communication very soon. I think that things are shifting. I think that the energy of this connection is shifting. Now, I will say, I feel like putting one more card, but I also will say that there might be some pain that you are working through because of this connection. Take some time to work through that, all right? Take some time to heal. Take some time to show yourself the love that, you know, you may not have received from this person previously. So fill that gap for yourself, right? That is very, very important. And just know that this person's coming in, but you have to feel whole and complete within yourself first, right? Otherwise, it'll be difficult for both of you to work together if you're feeling that lack within yourself. So it's always about two whole and complete people coming together. That's the healthiest form of it. That's when you can give each other and both of you can be like 100% and come together, and then it will be a complete and healthy connection. Both of you will feel emotionally fulfilled. However, if you're still working through your, you know, the pain that you felt during the initial stages of this connection, it might be difficult for you to contribute to the connection, and your person might sense it and might be working off of your energy, and then it's just going to be leading both of you to further chaos. So take some time to work through your emotions first. Kaltu, that is most important. You have to choose yourself first, all right? Very, very important. Your person will take their time. They will come forward. That is guaranteed. It's coming through in the messages as well. However, in that time, you've got to make sure that you're ready to take this person in, right? You're ready for that kind of a love in your life as well, right? So take some time to work on your healing as well. And for me in particular, like every time I'm feeling that lack of love externally, all right? It doesn't have to be romantic, it could be even platonic or familial. I always rejuvenate myself. I always take time to give myself that love, however that could look for me. You know, sometimes it could be just taking the day off, you know, sitting with a good book, with a nice cup of tea, and, you know, wrapping myself up in a blanket and showering that love for myself. Sometimes it could be going out shopping, you know, buying myself something that I had probably been saving up some money for, or splurging on myself a little bit. Sometimes that could just look as me just putting on some music and dancing and, you know, getting into that energy. Whatever giving love to yourself feels like to you, that's very, very important to give yourself, especially during the times when you're feeling a lack of it from external, all right? So make sure that your cup, with the Ace of Cups coming through for your reading, I'm being pictured that card right now. So make sure that your cup is full first before, you know, you fill other people's cups. So that's very, very important, right? So how to, this is where I will leave you for today, all right? And I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it was a like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips to send in, watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. How to, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.